So now the body, there's only 4 channels of elimination, which is tubes, and that is the digestive alimentary canal, the urinary tract, the lungs, and the skin. So if we shut down nausea medically and suppress it, shut down diarrhea medically and suppress it with powerful, toxic, poisonous drugs, the body has to take it up to the lungs to try to vaporize it and throw it out. And so as it goes into the lungs, we get a cough, because that's how we cough crap out. Bad air, bad toxic material. We go down and we buy an anti-cough medication. And we take it and suppress it. So now the body has to push it through the skin. And so we call that eczema, we call it welts and rashes. It's trying to get it out. But we go down and buy a steroid topical cream and suppress it in the skin. Now there's only one other avenue. And that's to build a little room inside the body to contain this viscous, fluidic, toxic plaque that has been developed by what we eat and drink and are doing to ourselves. And it puts it in there. This little room, the medical community calls a tumor. And they get scared with tumors, because it's a mystery to them. They're not even taught why the body would build such a thing. But it's the body's autogenic self-intelligence keeping you alive and protecting you from your ignorance and yourself. And so it starts to put it in. The more stuff you eat, the more drugs you take, you're adding to it, so the tumor grows. It has to expand to keep containing it. Doctors look at it, they get all nervous, they scare the crap out of you, you run to the hospital, they go in and cut the whole thing out. Next thing you ask in the morning, did you get it all? Yeah, we got it all. We had to take some good flesh too, but that's the cost of war. You know, and so you think, oh, they got it all. 9 months later, you're still drinking soda pop, you're still eating burgers, you're throwing in Kit Kat candy bars and donuts and foodless foods of every kind. There's over 500,000 things that we eat that aren't even food. The body is stressed and has to deal with. And you keep doing it, so 9 months later, the body's going, geez, we don't know what happened to that little room. Somehow it just disappeared. And so we better build 2 or 3 more as a backup. 9 months later, you're back seeing the doctor. Doc, I thought you said you got it all. Well, we thought we did. It's a mystery. We don't know why this is happening. Disease is a mystery. This time, let's radiate it. Let's burn it out. So you do that, and they go away for 90 days. Then the body creates a dozen more. And it amastasizes. It moves in the body. Now it's going to go up into the brain or wherever as a last-ditch effort to protect you and to keep you alive. Now it goes there and they say, well, the last thing we can do is chemotherapy. And see, what's interesting is radiation causes cancer. We know that. But we use it to fight cancer. Fight against fire is the only mentality they understand.
Well, it's well known that often in an area where cancer has been radiated, other tumours will come up or other cancers will come up in that area.
100%. Every single time.
Or where people have had surgery.
Yep. Same thing.
Yeah, damage to that area.
Chemotherapy are drugs that are so toxic to the body they cause cancer, but we use it to fight cancer. We go in and cut out the body's mechanism, the symptom, to keep itself healthy and all. It's going to have to grow more.
Maybe that's their version of like cures like.
Yeah.
They got it wrong.
That's true. They've taken the opposite route of the principle of similarities.
Yeah.
You know, and so find the anatomical side. Where is that tumor located? Where is the pain? The pain is a messenger. If you have a headache, don't take a headache pain pill and kill it and suppress it. It's an indication, 9 out of 10 times, that the brain is dehydrated. It needs water. The brain only hydrates from the stomach. The bloodstream will hydrate the rest of the body, but there's a blood-brain barrier. The brain hydrates from the stomach when you drink water, not liquid. It won't hydrate with soda pop. Of course, I've met people, it makes you wonder, but, you know, it's water. And you can feel the hydration of the brain take place. It typically takes, from the time you drink water, 20 to 30 seconds for specialized nerve tubes that surround the stomach and go into the mass of the brain, into the ventricles. It will lift the water within 20 to 30 seconds and through osmotic precipitation push it into the brain mass. And the old water, the stagnant water, runs out and comes right out the front door in the urinary tract. In fact, my kid always teases me and says, Dad, does that mean we're peeing our brains out, you know? And it's true. All of the fluids of the brain are supposed to drain out and be replaced by fresh water every 24 hours. But if you're drinking liquids, not water, it doesn't do it. So the brain literally has to tighten down through capillary restriction to hold on to its fluid, otherwise you would die. And when it does that, after a while it hurts, and we call that a headache. Instead of drinking a liter of water and waiting 12 minutes, the headache will go away because you got to the cause, the something else, the problem. We suppress it. A few days later, we have to take 2 pills because the pain is worse. We haven't been drinking water. A week later, have to take 3 pills, then 4 pills, then 5 pills. Then we get nervous because we're taking too many headache pills. We go to the doctor and say, have you got one that's equal to 5? Sure, write you a prescription. You feel good because you're back to 1. And then 2. And all you needed was to drink water to get rid of the problem.
So hence with your fasting or detoxing, you're drinking obviously a lot of water to flush the system.
Absolutely. So I'm so sorry. You asked me about fasting.
I was coming back to it.
And so that's exactly where we are. Health comes from air and water and sunshine, lots of it, and walking and whole foods and non-toxic relationships and having something to be passionate about. Where fasting comes in is that your body in its entirety only has X amount of energy. X amount. About 80% of our energy goes to the digestion of food. If all of a sudden you stop eating food, that frees up 80% of your energy supply to go in and clean house and to heal you of conditions that may exist.
So the body auto-digests.
Yes.
Cleans out waste.
The body will digest plaque. It will go ahead and metabolize and take away tumors because it's not needed anymore. It will actually heal muscles, joints. It'll restructure bones into a strength. And so you can completely regenerate the entire physiological system and construct of your house in about 40 days.
So how do you know what's the right amount of time to fast? And we're talking about just water here or juices as well?
There are different kinds of what people call fasting today. In antiquity, Pythagoras and you know, people that know about you know, John that goes out on the Isle of Patmos and does a 40-day fast. Jesus goes out in the wilderness and does a 40-day fast. Elijah does a 40-day fast. Moses does a 40-day fast. You can go into all the different cultures all over the world. They all did extended fasting. That was on water. And there was a very specific reason for that. But it is radical in today's world. A lot of people are afraid that if they skip a meal, they're getting close to death. You know, they go one day and they think that they're one leg in the grave. But typically what happens in a fast, you have about a 72-hour period that the bloodstream is burning, literally metabolically burning in the furnace of the body, the crap and the crud that you've been eating the last little while. And so you'll feel a little bit of headachy, some nausea, you might feel weak, you're definitely going to feel like you need a binky or something to suck on because you're missing your comfort foods and what you're used to. But on the morning of the 4th day, there's a calm. Everything starts to get calm. And your energy comes back, and all of the feelings of symptoms of getting through all of the crap that's in the bloodstream right then is gone. And all of a sudden it's like you're at peace. And so if you go like 7 days just for a house cleaning, you've stepped things up and allowed your body to catch up. If you have some other more serious issues, you might want to go 14 days. And depending on the situation, you might want to go 28. You might even want to do 40.
So
I've done that 3 times.
Does the body tell you?
It does. You'll know.
I know when I did some fasting on well, not water but on juices, and certainly got to a point where the body says, no, we've got to eat now. And that would have been about 6 weeks.
Wow. Beautiful. See, and it's an intuitive inner knowing. It'll tell you, and you can watch the tongue. The tongue will get very coated, and it's an indicator of what's going on in the stomach and in the alimentary canal. And at a certain point, it'll freshen and clear up and be pink. Your breath will be fresh. But in the process, it'll have a bad odor and things are going on, but it's just an indicator.